Hello, it's an Extreme Insiders special episode about a big trip of professional snowboard riders from USA to Russia for freeriding in Sochi. Okay, hello, we are here just with international snowboard riders team. Hello guys, hi Kael.
Hi Sergey.
Hi Sergey.
Hi Andrew.
Hi Sergey.
Hi Chris.
Hi Sergey.
Hi Ryan.
Hello.
Nice to meet you guys here in Russia. The first questions which I want to ask you guys, why you choose the Sochi? Why you come here? What's your purpose of the visit here?
The reason we came to Sochi is because the mountains here are exactly what we're looking for. Super steep. The snow clings to them and forms lots of spines. I travel all over the world looking for spines, and so maybe 5-6 years ago, a friend told me that, oh, this is like one of the best places that you can come to ride this type of terrain, just like massive vertical right off the lift, super steep terrain, chutes, cliffs, pillows, spines. And so 2 years ago I came with Moss and we did a shorter trip and sort of just got to look around and get a feel for what was going on here, and just got super excited about it, had a really great time, and knew that we had to come back. And so this year I got all these guys together and made it happen. So we're here, and before we came I was like, all right guys, like it's gonna be super sick, you know, the mountains are incredible, you're really gonna love it. And I hyped it up, and then I was like, oh, I hope it's as good as I thought it was. And then we came and it's even better, and everything's really fallen into place.
You know, I heard from some riders, some guys, some skis riders, snowboard riders, that the Sochi, this mountain resorts, has a very good specific condition of the snow. Did you heard about that?
Yeah, the snow quality here has been amazing. It's like similar to home. Seems super stable. No avalanches on us since we've been here, you know. The coastal climate, the snow just sticks to everything. It's pretty much what we're used to back home. And the snow quality has been amazing the whole time we've been here. It hasn't snowed for 8 days and we've been riding fresh powder.
So Demas told me yesterday that you come here to film something. Could you speak about this one a little bit?
For sure. So we're here kind of doing a couple different projects. We're shooting some stuff for Patagonia with Ryland and Kael, as well as a video project for the White Fire Crew, which is kind of these three guys plus us, and that's kind of our main thing out here. Is for us, it's just like the perfect place to go. Like, you know, Ryland and I made it out here a couple years ago, and we're just like freaking out with how good it was, and it's been awesome to bring everybody back to like film this project and show them the terrain. And yeah, I think it's been amazing.
So guys, yesterday I read a lot of information about you on the internet, and I learned that you have a big experience in movies. When you try to make your new movies, what you focus it on? You will try to find interesting and hard spots, or maybe hard mountains, or you try to make some story about what you focus on first?
Well, like we try to just pick out pretty much what we like to ride. So lots of big spines, steep faces, throw some freestyle in there. So we sort of just, everyone has a different style of riding, and we kind of just pick it for ourselves and then try to put it out there in the world of do whatever we want on the mountains, paint a picture on the mountain and how we want it.
Why you choose the riding, because it's so hard style of riding? Why you choose it?
I think a lot of it has to do with like the mountains we grew up in. Like I grew up riding Mount Baker, Ryland, you know, grew up in Alaska, and these guys grew up down in Squaw. And when you're growing up, you're looking up to different riders that are at the mountain, and you see people riding big lines, and you're like, I want to do that someday. And then maybe like other people don't experience that till later on in their snowboarding career. Like they travel somewhere like Alaska and they're like, wow, these are real mountains. I want to like go experience them.
You know, I think for our spectators will be interesting the part how you make your first step on the snowboarding. Could you speak about it just a little bit?
I started snowboarding because my brother snowboarded, looked up to him and got into it. And of course you start slow and everything always evolves. Look at the mountains or look at a face and create my own unique vision onto it, you know, and so it's like a really cool way to be creative and just feel really free.
And you, Chris, what your story about you coming to snowboard?
My parents made me ski when I was young, and I just always wanted to snowboard. Can I have a snowboard? Can I have a snowboard? Finally, I got a snowboard with my brother as well, and changed my life. It's a lifestyle.
You start to ride in Seattle, right? In Sierra Nevada mountains,
Yes,
yeah?
yep, Squaw Valley.
So, could you just speaking about these mountains, maybe some strange places there?
Strange places in Sierra Nevadas. I mean, the Sierra Nevadas.
The story about you starting riding the snowboard.
I grew up in Lake Tahoe, the Sierra Nevadas. Came from a big family, lots of older brothers, and I was the youngest, and they were all in snowboarding, and I really liked it, and I hated skiing, and they pretty much just strapped me in and shoved me down the hill, and that was basically when I fell in love with it, and was not going to look back, and pretty much from that day forward, it's pretty much been in my life, and that's pretty much it since I was 5 years old when I started.
So what about you? Do you prefer as competition or you ride for fun, ride for fulfillment, something like that?
I competed on a lot of big mountain free riding contests for many years, and then kind of just faded away from it, and was like not having so much fun on the competing side of it, and was like, I want to free ride and enjoy it more that way now of being away from the contest scenes.
So, Kael,
Yeah, you know, growing up, played a lot of team sports, baseball, played rugby for a while, and then I kind of got into the more individual sports, like BMX biking a little bit, and then when I was in 6th grade, they had the ski bus that would take us up to the mountains, and so I started snowboarding through that. And yeah, once I found snowboarding, it was kind of like changed my whole vision on sports. Like it was individualistic, it was like self-driven, it was in a beautiful space, like beautiful location, and all my friends were quite a bit better than I was, so I was always getting left behind. And it was a lot of motivation to like get better and catch up to them. And then Mount Baker has some really challenging terrain, and so it was always like, okay, getting a little bit better, go ride like a little bit steeper, like bigger cliffs and all that.
so Mas, when you focus on the camera like an operator, what you try to find first one? Like so strange lines, so hard lines, maybe, I don't know.
Honestly, I just leave it up to the riders and kind of what they want to ride, and then I'll kind of, you know, if somebody's like, oh, I want to ride that spine line, then I just try to think in my head, all right, cool, what's a good way to document this, and what's a cool angle to do that. But, you know, honestly, I leave it up to the riders, and then I work around the terrain that they want to ride and try to, you know, create a pleasant image that people are pumped on.
I know that ain't right. I don't believe in 3 strikes. Oh, yeah.
So, Ryland, could you tell about the story how you find this place for running, because it's different and hard place for running, so big mountains and it's very far away from your home. You use a heli ski or something like that. It's expensive maybe.
Yeah, the mountains in Alaska are very beautiful, very big, very steep. The snow's incredible. But I saw a picture of here and I said, oh, that's just like home. But it's right under the lift. We had no helicopters, no snowmobile, no splitboard, just come here, get off the lift and ride down. So yeah, finding those places that compare to home is always very important to me.
For you, you prefer competition, or you like the competition press on your soul, something like that, or you like just riding, just free riding, or you grow up and if you compete with somebody, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I like it all. Yeah, when you compete, you get a good rush, you get adrenaline. There's always this intense sensation of, oh yeah, and I'm very competitive, so I want to win, and so I enjoy that. But then I also enjoy free riding for fun or for filming, but really for me, it's always looking for the one good line, prize line. People go to Africa to hunt elephants and trophy animals. I look for trophy lines, trophy face. Always, that's the goal.
Do you have any hobbies instead of snowboard? Maybe, I don't know, watching films, I don't know.
I'd say my main hobby is climbing. And that's my favorite thing to do. It's almost to the point where it's hard to tell which one I like more, snowboarding or climbing. And it's been something that, for me and probably for all of us, we're at such a high level with our snowboarding. So in order to get that feeling of fulfillment, you're really pushing yourself really, really hard. And with the climbing, I'm not a good climber, so I get on something that's a really easy climb, and I instantly have that same kind of emotion as snowboarding. And
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if all of our hobbies were pretty similar. And I think I also like just hiking, do 5-day backpacking trips by myself, off into the mountains. Skateboarding, super fun, kind of just pumping around bowls and stuff. I'm not a good skateboarder at all, but can kind of surf a little bit snowboarding.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things I do, skateboarding is a big thing. I play disc golf as one of my favorite hobbies. It sort of just keeps you active, and always hiking through parks and playing, throwing a disc is one thing, but yeah, it's just a fun hobby to have, and playing with friends, always going out with friends and hiking. I love fishing, so.
You, Chris?
Anything outside, never inside. I'm always hiking, biking. I have a dog, so that's my main hobby, I suppose. It's having a kid. We're always taking him outside, going to the park, going to the river, swimming, jumping off cliffs.
Okay guys, so I have an interesting to ask you about what you find here in Sochi for you. Maybe interesting place, maybe new adrenaline for this, or maybe nature. What do you find about it? Find this place here?
I think, we were told, Ryland and I were told by some friends how amazing this place was, how big the mountains were, how steep they were, the spines. And so for me originally it was just to kind of check it out, to see what it was about. And then I got here and it was just mind blown. I was just oh my God, I can get off a lift and ride this and nobody's riding it. And so it was kind of like a dream, And we put in the legwork and came for 10 days. Had time of my life, but didn't wanted to come back, but I wasn't sure when I'd be able to come back. And Ryland called me up a couple of months ago and just asked if I wanted to come along. And of course, the answer was yes. And coming back for a second time, it only solidified my thoughts of how amazing and how this place is. You can get as crazy, and if you want to ride extreme stuff underneath the lift, there is no limit. You can push yourself as far as you want to go.
Well, I feel like just very fortunate that I ended up here, and I think it was in part to the work that Ryland and Moss did, because to be honest, it wasn't really ever on my radar. And when I got invited on this trip, I didn't know too much about Sochi. I remember watching the Olympics and seeing the like big mountains in the background and being like, wow, there are like real mountains in Sochi. And then the more and more research I did, like the more excited I got about it, and just kind of like tried to find out some stuff about like on my own, like to know what to expect when I got here, but also kind of wanted to leave it up to like just go and see. So I came in like pretty excited, but trying not to have like expectations. But yeah, when I got here, I was just absolutely like stunned. Like everyone's been so friendly, the food is so good. We're eating like great meals. And the snowboarding has been like some of the best I've ever gotten to do.
I didn't do much research. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I just took my friends' words for it. And they said that it's an amazing place, and I agree 100%. Like, this place is really badass. The mountains, which is what we're all looking for, like Ryland said, trying to search out our dream line. That's why we're all here. We came to snowboard, but everything else is amazing too. The people, the culture, the food, the women, all of it, the party. It's non-stop, like music everywhere you go, like people here are having a good time.
24 hours a day of free riding.
Yes. Exactly.
Episode you shooting there will be your new movie, yeah? Could you speak about a little bit? You could speak about a little bit about your new movie and which episode will be there from Sochi. Could you speak about it a little bit?
The new thing now is not so much like DVDs, but more just web series. And so we've got more footage than we thought we would, and I think maybe we'll make 2 or 3 episodes based here off of White Fire Crew and riding in Russia, and just showcasing to the world how amazing it is.
Okay, guys, thanks you for coming here in Sochi. Thanks for coming, Extreme Insiders, for this place. I believe in that we see next year here, sitting here on the sofa and speaking about. Really, so nice to come in, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Oh yeah, you too, Chris. Yeah. Thank you. So bye bye.